go. Good evening, Yaban, John Mark. Wow. Chris Righteous. How we doing? How we doing? Hit that like button right now. Right now. I might make a song about exclusives. Oh man. So let's. How we doing? Oh man. Honestly, dude, I'm just trying to keep my energy up because I feel like I'm thinking of coming down with something. My body aches. It's been cold as shit here in the East Coast, and it was too much. Too much. Yo. The Discord chat is open, so if you follow me, if you're on my Discord, come on in. If you got anything to say, if you want to like claim, like the Discord is open. To those, anybody got anything to say regarding the news that's just been flowing in this week, whether it be game delays, rumors, exclusives, and the relevance of them. One thing I can say, that I think one phrase that PC gamers can appreciate is good things come to those who wait. Right? They say patience is a virtue. Honestly, and it is proven to be true. So there's a lot. The name of today's show is PlayStation Fanboys dealing with some serious karma. You know what I mean? And I get the gloat. It's funny because now I get the gloat. I get the smile from ear to ear. Not because, wow, yeah, PlayStation loses an exclusive. That's one thing. But the thing is, reason why it's a big deal to me is because you guys can go to my videos, you can go to the comment sections, you can go to me being on podcasts and just getting ripped apart because Xbox games were on PC. Dude, just early last year when Sunset Overdrive finally came to PC, I was getting shit. And I'm like, Sunset Overdrive's been out for like freaking 6 years. It's like 5 or 6 years. It came out before Horizon Zero Dawn. And I'm like, I don't care. Master Chief Collection just came out in December for PC. It's been out on Xbox since 2014. And people, they try to throw it in my face like I'm supposed to feel type of way. The difference between Xbox guys and PlayStation guys, Xbox guys kind of really they got over it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter no more. So now it's going to mean something because PlayStation Fanboys has been using that as their ammo this entire time. To the point where it like, okay, you got the sales and everything. Okay, you got the games in. Like, obviously, They to the point. That's how the Xbox ain't got no games thing came up, because Xbox had games. It's just that you could play them on PC as well, and apparently that meant it doesn't count. So it's so weird. I told you guys the PlayStation loss is starting 5. The people that are launching the PlayStation 5 is not the same people that launched the PS4. The people in charge now, they got different ideas. And whether it's smart, to me, it doesn't matter. Now, like, will I play, like, half the Horizon Zero Dawn? For the most part, I did enjoy it. I don't think I've ever bashed a game. I bashed the character Aloy. But is it worth playing again? Like, I can play it, probably at 1440p, and obviously definitely 60 frames per second, but I don't see myself replaying the whole entire game, and I don't see myself buying it again. I don't want to buy it. Now, if it's launched on Game Pass for PC, that'd be something different, but we know that's not possible. It's probably going to be an Epic Game Store thing, but it's weird. Let's talk about a few things though. Like, PlayStation is losing exclusives. PlayStation games are becoming community pussy. Somebody told me that. Community pussy? That's what PlayStation games are, because that's what Xbox games, community pussy, right? Multi-plats, community, everybody has them, right? So that's what PlayStation exclusives are becoming, slowly but surely. So it first started with smaller titles like with Detroit and what's some other like games that came out. I think they came out, was it last year or something like that? That went to, I think, the Epic Game Store, and then the Death Stranding rumor thingy. Well, it been confirmed, obviously, and people always denied the fact that Death Stranding would be going, for the simple fact that it was using the Decima engine, a first-party engine. So it can't go. Sony funded the game, is using the first-party engine. It's not going to go to PC. And they officially, publicly announced it's going to PC. They announced that it was going to PC before the console version launched. And that had people feeling some type of way. And now, and then you had the MLB The Show deal. And people made, and obviously that's different. It's a licensing thing. So, you can grow to understand that. But the fact that, there is going to be coming to other consoles, and still being developed by Sony. So it's a little funny, but the fact that it's going to obviously go to PC is obviously the only other major platforms you're going to put it on is Xbox and Nintendo. Maybe they put it on Stadia, who knows? So that was another one, and then now the long rumor of Horizon Zero Dawn that nobody wanted to believe. A actual major first-party studio, a major first-party IP. There's no third-party shortcuts to it. It's a legit Sony game, made by Sony, developed by Sony, published by Sony. It's a legit IP. No third-party shortcuts. No backdoor deals. Nah, this is a straight Sony game, right? And now people are completely losing it. And it's good to see. And what's better than seeing people lose it, shout out to Alley Boys for the host. Thanks to everybody on Mixer. Thanks for Cheza for the follow. Appreciate it. The thing is that it's one thing to see people lose it, right? Get upset, meltdowns. The best thing to see is the coping, the damage control, the rationale. When people try to rationalize it, they start saying all sorts of shit. Like they start coming up with statements on Twitter to make themselves feel good about PlayStation games going to PC. It hurts that bad that they have to come up with ways to show to everyone, hey, this is not bad. It's not bad. Oh, it's 3 years old. Oh, they're not going to sell anymore to console guys because this game broke records. So the only guys that got left to sell is who's on PC that didn't play it. They're coming up with all these excuses of why it's good for them that these games are going to PC. That's the funny part, because if this was me, well, it was me before, because I have examples all over Twitter. Like, shit. 2014 to 2018, any Xbox game that was announced for PC, where did people go? They came to see me. They came to LOL at me. They came to make memes at me. It was open season on the Xbox every time a Xbox game was confirmed or announced for PC, and then when Play Anywhere happened, oh damn. That was quote unquote the death of Xbox. And it feels good because now I know moving forward that these guys can't say shit anymore about exclusives. They can't. It's dead. Everything rode and died. Everything lived and died on exclusive to these guys, and now it can't use it because their games are becoming community pussy. PlayStation, the corporation, has seen. You know what else is fucking funny? When Xbox was doing all this shit, third place Xbox, last place Xbox was doing their Game Pass, was doing their Play Anywhere, their cross plays and stuff like that. You had these PlayStation guys. Why would Sony want to copy a last place console? Why would they do that? That don't make no sense. They're dominating. They have no reason to do this. They're dominating. They telling you all this shit. They talking like they got all the facts, like they got all the numbers, like they got all the financial analysis on these guys, to the point where they're talking like they got hardcore facts on reasons why it won't be beneficial to Sony and PlayStation to do what Microsoft has been doing or what Xbox has been doing. That's how they were talking, right? To the point, right? Now that they're doing it, it's like, damn, PlayStation Now is cheaper. They're going to put some first-party games on there, and It's kind of acting like a decent subscription model. Yeah, still behind the shit. Still ain't got no subscribers and shit. Sure, they have a lot of games, but they ain't got the hits that Xbox got. Sure, they will eventually once they start taking it serious, right? They will start taking PlayStation Now serious, and then they will see the residual income from that. Then, obviously, PC gaming, putting games on PC, obviously, it's lucrative to Sony, the corporation. It's not lucrative to the PlayStation fanboys because it doesn't help their case, right? Obviously. So, they now have to say, well, maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't know what's best for PlayStation. See, what's best for PlayStation is not what's best for the PlayStation fanboy. And you guys have to learn that the hard way. It must suck that you spent all these years doing podcasts, videos, tweets, all this just for it to happen to you. I can't wait to ask this question. Now that this game is on PC, what's the reason to get a PlayStation 5? That question hurts. That question gonna hurt. That question gonna hurt. You know why that question gonna hurt? Because all you fake ass dudes who quote unquote got power PCs to play Xbox games, I hope you got a power PC to play those same PlayStation games. I'm sorry. Let me read the super chat. Master Bader says, I'm a pony, but if Sony starts putting their games even a year later on PC is over, I'd be hard pressed to get another PlayStation console. Exclusives are all. Bruh, masturbator. See, here's the thing. I just released my my decade of my Xbox, my decade on Xbox, and my stats look crazy. And you know how Xbox Live is on more things than just Xbox. Xbox obviously Live exists on consoles. It also exists on iOS, Android, and Windows. as well. And the percentage time I have on Windows is actually embarrassing. But compared to Xbox 360 and Xbox One. But dude, here's the thing. This is how I look at this, right? I want to sympathize with you guys, but then again, I can't. I shouldn't sympathize with you guys for the way you guys treated me. But it's not that serious at the end of the day. There's nothing. I don't care where. Like the only way you can get me to commit to PC gaming, consoles will have to go away completely. They would have to. There would not have to. There wouldn't be. They would have to be like not an option for consoles. If it was just Switch and a Nintendo console and PC, then you would see me go and be like, you know what? I'm gonna treat PC gaming seriously. But no, as long as there is an Xbox and as long as there's a PlayStation console, I don't care that their games go on PC. I don't care. Sure. And because I know I'm not gonna play them there. I'm gonna play it on the consoles. So that's where I've been. The thing is, I've been saying that for years, but every time I said it, it was damage control. But the thing is, I have the facts to prove it. My playtime, my games, where I bought all my games, where I play all my games, it's there. You're not gonna, like, this is the stupid shit. For all those who went digital on PlayStation 4, you purchased all those fucking games on PlayStation 4, right? And you're telling me now, what if they did this, right? They announced, all right, moving forward, PlayStation 5 games and PC games are gonna launch simultaneously. They're gonna launch, right? And you're about to migrate your PS4 into a PS5. You telling me all the shit, your purchases and shit you did on PS4, you're just gonna you know what? I'm going to start from the ground up on PC. Because it's not like PC and Xbox where you buy a game on PlayStation, and it's just going to be playable on your PC. It's not how it works. And it may get there at some point, but a PlayStation PC is just not there yet. And I don't expect that to happen for a while. Right now, ever since 2016, a lot of games, like if you bought like an Xbox game and select third-party games that were like playing, there's actually Play Anywhere third-party games, believe it or not, and second-party games, and obviously first-party games. If you want the Xbox version digital, you got by default the Windows version, and vice versa. So like for example, for Xbox guys and PC guys, let's say if somebody with a shitty PC, right, that's been playing a lot of Xbox games or only Xbox games on their PC, right, and let's say this year they don't want to upgrade their PC and they think the Xbox Series X would be a cheaper option than upgrading their PC, they can legit buy an Xbox Series X and have games because all the games they bought on their PC. That's the thing, like these underrated things that people just don't think about. So, like, for Xbox guys, obviously it's a lot easier for these Xbox guys to be like, well, I'm just going to go to PC. Because let's say if they didn't game on Xbox 360 or they don't have a digital 360 library or early 2013, 2014 Xbox One library. Let's say they started gaming on Xbox One from 2016 onward and they wanted to move to PC next. They would have a decent amount of titles that would go with them to their PC. That's crazy. They would actually have, without touching the PC, right? And if, let's say they were going digital on Xbox, they would have like several titles already available on their PC based on what they purchased off Xbox. PlayStation is not like that because there's no Play Anywhere on PlayStation. There's not, you buy one license on PlayStation and it works for your license. It just follows you on any device that plays that game. So that's the thing. So all you guys saying you're gonna go to PC if more games come to PlayStation exclusive, go to PC. You're not gonna do it because it's not worth it. Nobody has the energy and time to do that shit. And it's PC gaming is a lot of people. These PC dorks want to tell you that it's easier than consoles, it's better, it's plug and play, all this bullshit. It's not as like comfortable as you may think it is. And I think Chris Rice is just joined. Bro, say something so I can see if I can hear you.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hello? Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing, man?
Good. Introduce yourself. Actually, talk to the chat while I go turn off my heater because I think it's interfering with my mic. I'll be back.
All right, hold on. Let me plug into the chat real quick. What's going on, chat?
You were silent?
Nah, I'm plugging into the chat real quick.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Exit 53. Ali Boys! 10,000 Spark. Who else is Flint Dog 8208? Thanks for the follow on Mixer. Exit 53 says everyone has a powerful PC. That's what they want you to believe. Chris, chime in. What is your thoughts on this? Let's have a cordial discussion about this.
Okay, so when I first heard the news, honestly, I wasn't surprised at all. Like, I wasn't in shock. I mean, we've been hearing about this for like a few months now. It's been rumored that this was gonna happen. That Horizon was gonna go on PC.
Yep.
If this was like a year ago, this would have shocked me. But honestly, everything that's been going on was like Sony was, you have people being moved around, execs being put in different positions.
Yoshida got demoted.
Yeah, or he just went to control the indie portion of PlayStation or whatnot. Herman Host got promoted. Sean Layden left for some strange reason. We still don't know what happened to that. It was strange how he left and everything. And then Jim Ryan's philosophy is obviously a little bit different than people like Andrew House and stuff like, and the people before. So when I first heard this, it honestly didn't shock me. And then so how I truly feel about it is, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent. It's like I have two feelings. One, it's like, to me, as long as like the like PlayStation first party games, as long as like the quality doesn't really like diminish, which I don't really think it will, but as long as they don't diminish and the games end up going to PC, maybe 2 years later, 3 years later, I really don't care. But then there's another side of me. I grew up, early 90s playing video games, and I remember buying a Sega for Sonic. I remember buying a Nintendo for Mario, a PlayStation for various games, an Xbox for Halo and stuff like that. So the way gaming is going now was like it started with Xbox, is now and now PlayStation is starting to slowly kind of do the same thing. I don't know. It's very strange. It's very I don't know if it's good yet. We don't know what the outcome is going to be, but
see, now here's the thing. Have you ever made fun of an Xbox for Xbox games going to PC?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course I have. I mean, but I just troll. Like me really, I don't really take this seriously. I just.
No, when I say maybe making fun is too strong of a word, but I'm just saying I should have said trolled, right? Here's the thing, right? See, what would make a situation like this bad? See, now, all right, let me stop, because obviously when PC games with the Xbox, see, my take on PC is like, I'm bipolar when it comes to like talking about PC. Sometimes I don't care, and then sometimes I do care, to the point where it's not like, and I can't explain why I would care sometimes, because it doesn't really like bother me to a fact. I just don't like when people like people, I guess, take the energy to tell me that like the platform I'm playing on is shit because they could play it on their fucking PC. And it's like, okay, so that's where it gets like annoying. Like, but I usually get over it, and then I'm able to talk my shit about PC gamers or and whatnot, because I mean, people know my opinion on PC gamers. Like, I'm not gonna pretend to be a PC gamer. When I first got my PC, I was happy, I was excited, because I thought I was gonna, ascend or transcend, whatever they want to call it. It actually didn't happen. It was grand opening, grand closing, and the shit became like a fucking overpowered Twitter machine. So like that's pretty much it for me. And then I just kind of resort to playing on my Xbox and on my PlayStation. Sure, I'll dabble in things like for example, I'll try something on like PC. Like, for example, I've been dabbling with PC Game Pass because it's there. I want to see like how the Game Pass launcher is, or let me try to get some achievements on games that I don't have them on Xbox. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been dabbling in. And I thought I wanted to play. I tried Sunset Overdrive 2 on PC. Damn, I love that game in 2014. I played maybe 8 hours of it on PC, and I was like, I can't play through this again. Just saying. but yeah, it's I don't. I guess what's wrong with it? What's the bad thing about it? At the end of the day, like, let's say you're a console dude, right, Chris?
Yeah, for the most part, I have a PC, but I do prefer
you prefer console. So at the end of the day, right? What does it matter? See, I live in this world where, because if I'm playing on Xbox, I'm playing on Xbox. If I'm playing on PlayStation, I'm playing on PlayStation. So to the point, it's not funneling through my mind where this game is also being played on. I don't think about that when I'm playing a game. Like, I'm hyped as hell for Halo Infinite. Sure, it's coming out for PC. It is also going to be available on this Xbox One X. I'm not thinking about it for Xbox One X or PC. I'm thinking about it for Xbox Series X. Same thing, like when all the Xbox games that I'm interested in that's coming out this year, I'm not thinking about that. Wow, it's available on PC. I'm just thinking about, man, I can't wait to play this game on my Xbox. It's that's where I don't get, like, why people get like this ill feeling. And that's why I'm really interested in learning that now, since PlayStation guys didn't really have to deal with it, but they're going to have to start dealing with it in the near future.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything bad with it. I mean, I wouldn't see what's wrong with it, especially if they come later down the line.
But you're putting stipulations on it. Why do you want them to come later now? Why don't you want them sooner?
I mean, honestly, it's because I just said, because, like, I come from that old school mentality of, you know what I mean, like when like I said, when I bought a Genesis, it was for Sonic. When I bought I come from the mentality where the consoles back in the day, they used to have their own identity with their exclusives. You know what I mean? So, is there anything wrong with this? Is there anything wrong with, like, these games coming day and day with PC? No, probably not. But I'm just saying, just speaking from like an old mentality.
You don't think you don't think Ubisoft games have their own identity, and EA games have their own identity?
Yeah, but those games are usually, like, they're not. I mean, some of them are, like, average. They're not like, like your God of Wars. They're not like The Last of Us or anything like that. You know
but what about Rockstar games? They're seen at a high level, and they're multi-plat. But those are some people. Nobody would argue if, like, a Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead is better than God of War. That's not a blasphemous statement.
No, you're right. I mean, like I just said, this just comes from an old school. Like, honestly, like, to me, like I said before, if the quality doesn't diminish, right, the games that are coming to the PlayStation, right, or from the first parties, then, to me, at the end of the day, I really don't care. I really don't care that much, like, at all. I just like, I don't know. I just wondering what, like I guess Sony is doing this obviously because, like, for example, like, for Horizon, they already tapped out on selling. There's Horizon Zero Dawn selling at $10. I don't think it's going to sell a whole lot more. Everybody who wanted Horizon has gotten Horizon. So they figured, okay, let's put this on PC so we can get a better money grab, you know what I mean, or more money. And then whenever we finally announced the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, we just say, hey, this one is just coming for the PlayStation 5, right? It's the PlayStation 5 only exclusive. You know what I mean? And then that give people who played Horizon probably on the PC or whatever, they'll be like, damn, I really love the first one. And if I really want to play the second one, I can just, buy the PlayStation 5 and play it then. But then they can also just wait, because, a lot of PC gamers, they don't mind waiting a couple years.
Yeah, patience is a virtue. Patience. Yeah. Let me read the super chat. The Ravenflaw, I think he's coming at my neck. He says, "Smooth, is Rockstar synonymous with the platform?" No, it is not. But the difference is, he says these first party games, supposed to have, like, their, own identity. Like PlayStation, obviously you think PlayStation exclusive or PlayStation first party games, you think of a certain quality, story driven stuff like that. So that what defines a PlayStation game. When you think of Xbox centric games, people want to deny it, but you typically think multiplayer, Halo, Gears, Forza. Sure, they're available on PC, but it's an Xbox game. That's why I say EA games. They have a certain identity. Their games kind of have like their non-sports games. I feel like I can tell an EA game from like anytime EA publishes a game. I was like, all right, this reminds me of EA. Ubisoft definitely, because they have a template that they use for every game, and whatnot. So sure, yeah, Rockstar is not synonymous with a platform. Sure, it used to be synonymous with a PlayStation back in the day, but it's not. But their games are still high regard to the point where like you could put a Rockstar game up to any PlayStation exclusive, and Rockstar may actually win out in votes or be like considered the better game. That's not like a shot or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I really don't think that this is gonna put that much of a dent on the consoles for like the PlayStation, because I don't really see over 100 million customers all of a sudden being like, whoa, oh, it's coming to PC, so let me just build, because in order to like build a PC that's gonna be on the level as the Series X or the PS5, it's gonna cost more than $500. You know what I mean? If you want to get the SSD and stuff like that, so I don't really see this putting like a huge major dent on like the consoles. Like I said, I'm just coming from like an old school mentality that I was like, yo, I like buying these different consoles because each one of them had their own identities, was exclusives. But like I really don't care. Like I'm not no Sony fanboy that's like crying and being like, oh, PlayStation is done, it's over with, I'm gonna quit I'm gonna quit gaming or anything like that. Like it's not to that extreme. I'm a PlayStation fan, but I'm not a fanboy to the point where I'm just gonna like, you know what I mean, either defend everything they do or just say I'm going to quit gaming because they're doing this, you know?
Yeah. But it is funny to see the reactions. Now, it feels, I'm sorry, Chris, but it feels good. It feels good to the point because now I get to finally see, like, because I've been talking.
I know it feels good to you because everybody's been making fun.
Yeah, because like everything, every. I was like, well, who's gonna sit there and build a PC just to play Xbox? It's kind of stupid. Or you're gonna build this PC just to use Game Pass? Okay, sure. Like that's when, because the thing is, the trend is that people just people ask me literally people probably won't ask me no more, but literally up until I think I could pull up the tweet up until about 2 days ago, I had a. Wait a minute, I just replied to a tweet. Yeah, before Jason Schreier's tweet, somebody asked me, why would he was like, damn it. They asked me about like, why would, you get, like, anyone get an Xbox? Because, and he was saying that because obviously the game's on PC. And I said, because I don't imagine everyone in the world interested in playing video games would want to play on PC. Like, there's so many access to gaming. You're gonna game on your phone, you can game on your computer, you game on consoles, whatever. Like, not just because games are available on PC, games has been available on PC forever. That's just it. It still isn't driving all the casuals and all the console users there. I don't think PC is a viable option. It might, like, to those super enthusiasts and tech heads and people that are, dedicated to PC gaming and putting together like the most, beast rigs and stuff like that. Sure, obviously that should be your primary gaming device because all the money you're throwing into it. But me personally, it can't be. I have a decent enough PC, and it's at, for this standard, this is a 2016 build. Technically, I freaking, when did I the parts are like, this is a late 2015, early 2016 build PC. So everything is in it is outdated. This PC is probably not beating the PS5 and the Xbox Series X in performance. So, I don't see myself upgrading any of this shit just to stream. So, because I'm damn sure not going to do it for games. So, I just can't imagine like the average person, like, and people forget that when parents are buying their their kids like consoles and stuff for Christmas? You think they're going to be looking on like into GameStops looking for PCs and rigs? You think they're going to be going to Newegg.com to start buying PCs for their kids for Christmas and shit like that? No,
most of them won't. But you'd be surprised because because I do know a few kids that want to get a PC to play, to play stuff like what they see, what's his name, Ninja, right?
Ninja, yeah,
playing
absolutely.
Fortnite on the mouse and keyboard. So I see a little, but a whole lot of them no, because it's gonna come down to pricing. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean. These consoles are gonna be affordable, and you can get an affordable PC. You can get a cheap rig and stuff like
absolutely.
that. But to me, that defeats the purpose, though. If you're gonna, like when I got a PC, I spent $1,500.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I'm gonna go out. Like if I'm gonna get a rig, it's gonna be a rig that's gonna be way better than what the consoles are doing. You know what I mean? Yes, you can get a PC at $400 to $500, $600 and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I want to, you know what I mean? I want a game at high resolutions and high frame rates. If I get a PC, which I have a PC, all I gotta do is upgrade my. You know what I mean? I just have a 960. I haven't upgraded yet because I've been gaming more on the
consoles,
on the PS4. Yeah, because I prefer, because all of my friends are on the consoles, so we buy all of our games and we game together and stuff like that.
My first card was a 960.
Right, but whenever I do upgrade, I mean it's gonna be a significant upgrade. I'm not just gonna upgrade to a $100 to $200 card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but that's just me. But other people, they may see it differently.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, like I said, I had the 960. I sold it immediately, and I had put a 980 Ti in it.
Yeah, bless for the 960 because I'm not gonna sit here and upgrade every year for a new card. You know what I mean, or a new high-end card. Spend hundreds of dollars and stuff like that. I have the money to do it, but I'm not gonna do that all the time.
And let's see what else freaking happened. It's been a crazy week. The rumored Order 1886 sequel. I don't know how much stock to put into that. I'll say this: if the Order 1886 were to
hold on, let me address somebody else.
Yep.
No, that wasn't on the 960. At the time, I had a 780 Ti. That's when I spent the $1,500. That was back in 2013, or 2014, I think, when the 780 Ti just came out. That's what I spent the $1,500 on, not a 960.
Yep. That makes sense. I think mine's costed almost 16, if not over 16. It's freaking 90.
No, I just said that because people were thinking that I spent $1,500
on the 960. No.
No, when I spent that money, it was on the highest card at the time, which was a 780 Ti.
Yeah. So I'll say this: the Order 1886. I enjoyed that game. I talked about it a lot during my early days on YouTube. I had a someone on the inside that told me the game was supposed to be a trilogy. I remember being one of the first people to tell people how short the game was going to be. But I still had interest in the game, put out a lot of content for the game. If Ready at Dawn is doing a sequel to Order 1886, they saying it's supposed to be multi-plat. I'd be excited. If it would have came out on the PlayStation, that would be a day one worthy game for me. But if it's going to be on PlayStation and Xbox, I would buy it on Xbox ASAP. And for those who say, "Oh, why all this hype for the Order now?" Like, if you weren't here day one, which is go back to my 2014-2015 content, and you can see the Order review and the Order versus Rise graphics comparison, or the Order Game of the Year video, all that stuff. That's out there. I haven't deleted anything, so it's out there. So just in case people try to pull my card on Twitter, and I had to set them straight. So just to throw that. But what do you think of that rumor?
Which one would say that again?
The Order
My bad.
1886. The Order. The rumor of a Order sequel coming
Be
multi-plat.
multi-plat.
Yeah.
Be multi-plat.
Yeah.
I mean, does Sony actually own that IP?
I thought they owned the IP from what, but I know they got rid of Ready at Dawn, and I don't know if they ever relinquished the IP or negotiated a way to give the IP. Who knows?
'Cause I know they don't own Ready at Dawn, right? Is that? I don't
No,
know.
they don't own Ready at Dawn. I don't know if they used to. I believe they used to own them. I believe they used to own them because shortly after the Order, because remember Sony got rid of a couple studios during that. Like after they got rid of the Drive Club studio, they got rid of Ready at Dawn and somebody else. They got rid of the Drive Club studio. They formed another studio to make that game on the Rush, but then they shut down. And then Ready at Dawn did a couple smaller titles. They did multiplats, but they did smaller titles, nothing to the level.
Yeah,
of the
they did games on like I think
Yeah.
they did games on like the PS Vita or the PSP. But people are saying that yes, they do own the IP. If they own the IP, I don't really see it going multiplat. That might be just a bogus rumor. But if that happens, then that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Serve says Microsoft owns PlayStation streaming service. No, they don't. That's Gaikai. Like Sony owns Gaikai. They still use that, and I don't. They're probably going to move it to whatever Microsoft server, but I don't think Microsoft isn't powering PlayStation now or whatever. The Ravenfall.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be excited to see a sequel to the Order 18. I played the first one. I beat it. Actually, I beat it last year. Actually, for the first time. I beat it for the first time last year, and I thought it was okay. I thought it definitely could have been a lot better. I definitely would have been pissed if I spent $60 on it, but for $5, it was okay. I like the story. The gameplay was very generic. It was a very generic cover-based shooter, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't. It didn't feel as smooth as like a Gears or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
But if they do a sequel and they improve upon everything, make it more bigger, not open world, but a little bit more bigger and stuff like that. I think that the Order 1887, right, whatever it's going to be called,
the Order 1887,
that'd be a good pickup.
Yeah,
that'd be a good pickup. But if they if it goes multiplat and Sony owns the IP, I doubt that. I doubt that. But if that happens, man, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be very crazy.
So, how do you think PlayStation's going to make PlayStation fans excited about the Horizon IP while also kind of publicly letting them know about the port to PC? Because I got in my head, I kind of got a feeling like how they'll do it.
Well, first of all, I can't speak for every PlayStation fan. I can only speak for myself. So nobody please generalize me like with all the other PlayStation fans, or generalize me as a fanboy, because I'm not. Right? I am a PlayStation. I'm a gaming fan in general, but right now I do primarily game on the PS4.
Yep.
But if honestly, for me, like I said, like at this point, I really don't really care that much. But yeah, if they show Horizon Zero Dawn 2, which is probably gonna be one of the best looking games, if not the best looking games that we see, like when it's revealed, I think that's gonna be amazing. I think a lot of people are gonna hop on, get the PS5 for it. See, here's the thing. Everybody that's mad about Horizon going to PC, like all of the fans who are legit angry about it, it's a very, very small amount of people. It's not the overall.
Absolutely. But within the community, when you're on Twitter, even though they don't represent everyone, it seems like a lot based on like in your community. You know what I mean? Like I know like a lot of people that on like all the people on the Xbox and like PlayStation fans, if you don't represent obviously the majority, but when you're in a circle, like it of course it'll feel like a lot bigger than what it actually is.
Yeah, when you're in a circle of an echo chamber, people always, the loudest voice gets heard, and you see, you're on your timeline, and everybody who you follow is retweeting this, and talking about this, it seems a way more like a bigger deal than it is. But in
Mm.
reality, it's really not that big of a deal. In reality, a lot of PlayStation owners, they're not even going to know that Horizon went to PC.
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, believe it or not, there's like a lot of people that I know. Like, I'm not gonna say on the internet, but like obviously, like casual people that play on Xbox. I don't know that a lot of these games are going to the like even some of these Xbox games are playable on there on a computer. What's up, Blitz? You are now mod. I don't know if you got the notification. You're a mod here on YouTube as well as Mixa.
Yeah, that's true. The Ravenflow brings up a good point. Most PlayStation owners don't know what Horizon is. If you look at the sales numbers, yeah, that is true because you have 10 million out of 100 million. So yeah, most PlayStation owners didn't even buy the game,
Yeah,
so
but then
whatnot.
not.
So
I don't know if that's fair to say because then remember when Xbox fanboys was using against using install size, install ratio, they like
I hate
PlayStation
that
guy.
argument.
Yeah, they use that like what like 10 million because obviously 10 million to 100 million isn't really much, but to boast about like because obviously PlayStation guys like to boast about their 10 million 12 million games sold, and then the Xbox guys come by and say, oh, the install size that doesn't make any sense, and then the Ravenflow really can't turn around and be like, oh, a lot of guys don't know what Horizon Zero Dawn is. It only sold 10 million, bruh. Then that
Yeah.
would be proving.
Well, like here's the thing: in the grand scheme of things, was the amount of consoles out there?
Yeah,
It isn't that much, but honestly, 10 million for a brand new IP, right? From a developer that only made first person shooter is a whole lot, and that is a big statement for
yeah,
for Guerrilla Games. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So in the overall grand scheme of things, it might not seem like a lot. This is why I hate the whole attachment rate argument because most multiplats don't even sell past 10 millions on freaking 3 to 4 consoles on the 200 plus million install base. So whenever people, especially a lot of fanboys, they try to use that whole attachment,
yeah.
oh,
Attachment
it
rate.
only
Yeah,
sold 10 million on 100 million. That's really not a whole lot. In the grand scheme of things, it's not, but at the same time, it's still a whole lot for a brand new IP. So you really can't. And plus, a lot of other games don't even sell that much unless they're Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, or Minecraft.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Um, do you buy into the fact? And I know we touched around it. Do you buy into the fact? Because people telling me this now, and this is the argument that's going on now. The fact that if PlayStation does what Xbox does and start doing day and day, or slowly start maybe because they have a lot of catching up to do to start before they start day and date in PC releases. But let's say they start releasing these 2016, 2017, 2018 PS4 games over the PC over the next, let's say, 12 to 15 months, right? And when if they do that, that only point signs that, I'm sorry, where there's smoke, there's fire. At some point, it would be naive to be like, all right, well, they're only going to release PlayStation 4 games there. They're not going to release PlayStation 5 games there. Or they're going to think that every time a PlayStation game goes to PC is automatically going to be a 3-year gap or something like that. I think that would be foolish to think too. And like, I'm not going to sit there and tell you, oh, starting tomorrow, PlayStation game is going to be going to PC. My thing is, if they're going to be consistently moving this way, do you feel like I said, you might have answered this already, but do you agree with the sentiment that everybody should just move to PC, or that everyone should just move to PC? Because I've been seeing on before this news, people was like, if PlayStation put their games on PC, then I'll just give up on PlayStation. And I feel like they were just saying that because all the shit they gave Xbox dudes, and I feel like they said that to cover themselves. But now that shit is starting to hit the fan, do you believe that's actually a rational thing to do though? Because I tried to explain it earlier. I don't believe it's a rational thing to do. But do you see, like, shit, everything's on the table, and it's a confirmation that all these games are going to PC, and then eventually PS5 games obviously would go. Do you see that as something that would be a reasonable thing to do if you've been playing on PlayStation this whole entire time?
It really depends on the person. Like, it really depends on what type of gamer you're on. It really depends on if you enjoy the console experience overall better, if you enjoy, investing in the ecosystem was like where you have all your friends at, where you have achievements and trophies and stuff like that. It really just depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, I have a PC. When I first got my PC, I was on that. I was on that for like 2 years straight, nonstop. I didn't even want to touch a console. Matter of fact, I originally sold my Xbox One to get a PC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I was just on that. You know what I mean? So I know, I know what what's his name, I know what Blessed Red is going through. You know what I mean? He got his PC and he didn't even want to touch the console. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after a while, like after that, my friends are all on PlayStation. There was no At that time there was no cross play or anything like that. You know what I mean? I was gonna get a PS4 early on, but then right around the time when I was gonna get one, because I wanted to get one for Bloodborne, right? But I waited a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors of the Pro started coming, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until the Pro comes out, because I'm gonna get a base PS4 if there's gonna be a newer model or better model and stuff like that. So I waited. So I was on PC the whole time until the Pro came out, and then once I got the PlayStation, right, and I didn't feel like upgrading, because like I said, if I'm gonna upgrade, it's gonna be, you know what I mean, it's gonna be a big time upgrade. Even though before I did a small upgrade, but I said the next time I upgrade, it's gonna be a big time upgrade. I didn't really feel like spending money to get like a 1080 or whatever it was at the time, or right around the time of the PS4 Pro coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what, I just got a PlayStation 4 Pro. I got in touch with all my real world friends who all got PlayStations, and ever since then I just been fully gaming on PlayStation, playing all of their exclusives, or most of their exclusives and whatnot. So I mean, it really depends on the person. Like I said, a lot of these people, they're not gonna switch over. It's only gonna
Mm-hmm.
be like a few people. Like everybody that's making the move over to the PC, like that from the console, is really not as big as some people make it out to be. At least I don't think so. I don't know. I don't have the official numbers
Mm-hmm.
of the ratio of the turnover rate. You know what I mean, from consoles to PC. I mean, we hear a lot about it a lot on Twitter, but like what we were saying earlier, just because a lot of people say that they're doing that on Twitter doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's the mass
Yeah.
majority.
No.
So, um, it's honestly like you have over 100 million people who got a PlayStation. I don't really think a lot of those people are just gonna be like, well, it's time to get a PC now, because if you wanted a PC, you
Yeah.
probably would have got a PC by now, or you're probably saving up money to get a PC. So, you know what I mean? And plus, if you think about it, a lot of these multi-plats, right, that are available on all three, most of the time, um, usually ends up selling more on the consoles anyways. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of these multiplats usually sell more on the consoles than they do on the PC.
Most
Most of the
games are graveyards on PC.
Yeah, well, most of the games that sell really, really
Yeah.
well on PC are usually like those exclusives like League of Legends, or like
Mm-hmm.
World of Warcraft, and those games do like huge amount of numbers. You know
Before
what I mean?
before crossplay hit Call of Duty, Call of Duty wasn't really a thing on PC at all. That would be the last place anybody would want to play it on. Like all the major games outside Battlefield is probably like one of the multi-plat games that's actually big on PC, like that has like a nice size PC following. Obviously Overwatch PC following, the Fortnites and the PUBGs, all that shit. They'll get it in Minecraft. They'll get a nice PC following. But when you consider games like NBA 2K, freaking Tomb Raiders, all that stuff, it's just like it's night and day. Those people. That's why publishers, treat console gamers with all the care and all this other stuff, and some of them we even forego even releasing on PC immediately. Is because they make more money on consoles. Consoles gamers, I think, spend more on like software. Obviously, they will buy more games. PC
Well, and
guys
they spend more money
will
on software because on PC, I mean, you can get deals
you get
like
deals
very very
and
cheap
then you
on.
can get like but there's all these keygen shit that you can get where you who knows who's where those codes are coming from.
Even though I believe nowadays the I don't know how Xbox does with their sales,
Yeah.
but I know personally on PSN, like they do sales like every week, and then like the holiday sales are just as good as the Steam sales when it comes to price. You get a lot of games for really really cheap. They got a big sale going on right now, and they got a lot of
Yeah,
games for really cheap.
Xbox typically, believe it or not, they actually, for the most part, they typically get like a lot of the same sales. Microsoft does a holiday sale. They also it feels like every week there's a different publisher sales. Like sometimes it'll be Activision games or Ubisoft games or 2K games. There'll be a different type of theme sale going on for the week, and then what else? What else? They'll have obviously shit connected with Game Pass and deals with Gold and whatnot. So yeah, they put out their sales a lot that takes place. Now I don't participate in a lot of these sales because the games that go on sale are games I typically either have already, right? Either via like review codes or games I was actually interested in and bought, or they just happen to be in Game Pass anyway. So I'm not gonna buy it. Matter of fact, I got an Xbox gift card and I don't even know what it's spending on. I think I'm gonna. There's this game that you can get like all the achievements in 54 seconds. I'm gonna live stream that right after this and try to do all that. But yeah, no, they both publishers do the sales. Like Sony, I understand Sony typically has a sale and it's all plastered on their dashboard. Xbox typically have a sale every weekend, and they have the annual holiday sale and annual summer sale, and then either weekly or monthly. There's a different publisher a themed sale that takes place.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing on PSN and stuff like that. Like I said, like and PSN sales, man, are really really great. So you know what I mean. Like, so I don't know how many people are actually switch over to it, because a lot of people say, because a lot of people say, Halo's coming to PC, or this or that game is coming to PC. That so why would I buy Xbox
Yep.
if I get a PC? But a lot of those people end up either not getting a PC, or their PC is weak like mine's, right? And it's gonna be blown out for the for the next generation systems. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Until they decide to upgrade. And plus, a lot of these guys, right? A lot of these, social media, PC, not all of them, but a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them claim to have like freaking $2,000 rigs, 2080 Ti's, and stuff like that. Whether they do or don't, people don't understand that most people who have PC, like they have weak rigs. They game on 1080p. They don't game that high. They don't game on 4K and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
What he say? Oh, that they're talking to each other. Something about performance on gears. Um,
And by the way, I don't got no like. This is all shits and giggles. You know, when Xbox goes at it with PlayStation guys and PC guys, and we all make fun of each other and
yeah.
stuff like that. I don't take none of this shit seriously. So to me, when I see people who are literally saying they're gonna quit gaming, who are literally tagging Sony saying "fuck you," you piece of shit, and blah 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 over all this shit, it's like, bro, this is a gaming hobby. It's not. There's bigger problems in the world to take all this shit seriously. If a Horizon Zero Dawn goes to PC, then it goes to PC. I mean, like I said, like me
Yeah.
personally, I would like stuff to say old school, but obviously it's not gonna. It's not. Times are changing. The
Yeah.
gaming industry is changing, so not everything's gonna be like it was back in the day when I bought Sega for Sonic only. You know what I mean? I would like each console to have their own exclusive identities, but shit is just changing, and it's just the way it is. And if people buy it, then these companies are really not going to cater to the small minority.
Yeah. No. That's a fair point. I just think moving forward is going to be very interesting. The dialogue between Xbox guys and PlayStation guys. It's because there's a lot of like rhetoric. There's a lot of language and interactions that really can't take place because it won't hold the same weight. Because of like the what has happened with obviously Death Stranding MLB The Show, and now Horizon Zero Dawn, there's always going to be that lingering question when the PlayStation game is announced or when the PlayStation game gets revealed. There's always going to be lingering questions like, is this a PlayStation 5 exclusive? Is it coming to PC? When's it coming to PC?
Or when it's going to come?
Yeah, when it's going to... That question...
Those people,
yo.
And there's going to be... Yeah, and there's going to be those people who are going to be trolling the PlayStation guys and be like, I just wait a year when it comes out on PC. Or I just wait a...
Yeah.
But listen, bro. But when you fanboy and you corporate slave for a company, right, and you take it seriously, shit like this is gonna happen, and people are gonna, and all that ammo that you were taking shots at people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're taking shots at Smooth, you're taking shots at all these Xbox guys. So now when Sony switches it up and doing shit that y'all don't like, right, and it gets turned around on you. You just got to take it. This is why I don't take it seriously, because even if you want to call me a pony, even if you want to take shots at me, I really don't care. It doesn't bother. At the end of the day, I really don't care. It doesn't bother me at all, and stuff like that. But hold on, Smooth. But the same thing goes for you.
Yeah.
Like you gonna be popping all this shit, but if Xbox comes with another news that they're on some fuck shit, you know, you got to take it too when the PlayStation guys come after you. So it goes both ways.
Oh yeah, I think I'm well conditioned. Like I feel like in terms of like I feel like I'm prepared for every narrative. But the thing is, I'm just glad the exclusive, the PC thing is one I ain't got to worry about. I just feel like somebody's gonna have some balls to come at me about Xbox games being on PC on the PlayStation side. But in terms of like, I already know of like the smoke that's going to come. Like obviously, games going to the Switch, Microsoft publishing games on PC that hasn't been announced for Xbox. Shit like that is still kind of having me scratch my head because it doesn't make any sense to me. It still don't. I'm waiting for somebody to grow some balls and ask Phil Spencer and them, why are they doing that? Like if it's coming to Xbox, just tell me. Don't sit there and publish a game like you're doing this Play Anywhere and you're promoting, we're bringing the games to you where you're at, and then you're gonna turn around. I was like, all right, you're bringing the games to me where I'm at. I'm on Xbox, and you're announcing Gears Tactics and Flight Simulator for PC, but I'm on Xbox. That's a disconnect there. Like I don't like that's what I want. So they'll probably get on me about that, but those are fair assessments. But at the end of the day, I mean, even though, let me be truthfully honest, Flight Simulator and Gears Tactics aren't my type of games, but to me it's more like a principle thing. It's like, okay, putting all your games on PC, I can deal with that. I can't deal with the things where you're putting games on PC and not on console when your console is the one that has like the stigma for not having no games. You know what I mean? That's where that tug a nerve at me a little bit. Hold on, I got a super chat for $9.99. It comes from the Ravenflow. He says, "Here you go, Smooth. Buy yourself some Popeyes." Dude, I can't have Popeyes right now. I feel like I'm about to get hit with the flu. But thank you for the $10. It's been that is great.
Hold on, let me
go ahead, Chris.
Somebody said, if they don't like the decision, I guess, that the company is making, then they need to, tell them, or else shit don't get changed. I agree with that. If I'm a consumer and a company is going in a direction, or if a company is doing something that I don't like, I agree with voicing your opinion, right? As long as you ain't making no death threats or doing anything to the extreme, I agree. We should voice our opinion when because we're giving them money. They're not giving us money. We're giving them money. So we should definitely voice our opinion when they're doing something they don't like. However, it needs to be enough people with enough voice to get shit done. Because if it's just a small minority who's complaining about it, while the rest of the people, right, or the rest of the install base really don't care, then the company, they're really not going to listen to you. They're not going to care. So you can voice, but at the end of the day, what you're going to do about it. The only thing you can do about it is, hey, just don't support it. Just move on to somebody else. Move on to another. Move on to the Switch. Hey, if you want to, you know what I mean? I'm going to say this. I'm going to take the Don Matrick approach.
Yep.
If you want a console was exclusive, we got a console for you, and that's the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. That's actually true. And that's one place I don't want. I have a Switch, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't see. It's a pure gaming device, right? It doesn't have like the features, not near the features of a PlayStation or an Xbox. But I feel like it's such a core gaming device that's the features that it is missing. I feel like I won't have an incentive to play on it as much as I do on Xbox and PlayStation. So I find myself like not when I'm playing games on Switch, I'm not finding when you playing a game on Xbox and PlayStation or something like that, you're either competing because you're playing in a competitive state, or you're doing something to complete something. You're trying to complete something, right? When I'm playing on a Switch, I'm not playing games to complete any of them. I'm just like playing to doodle around to waste time. I'm just like senseless gaming. I'm like truly being a casual. Just it's like when I play on the Switch, it's more so like equivalent to playing like Candy Crush on my phone or Gear Tactics on my phone. I'm not really playing to really get anything accomplished. I'm just playing because I can. Like that's how because it's probably a bad way to think about it. And I know there's like Nintendo hardcores that probably that statement I just made probably hurt them deeply because the amount of emotion and care that they have with their games and they dedicate time and whatnot. And I understand, but me personally, Nintendo just doesn't move me the way it did like back when they had a GameCube and a 64 and stuff like that. But like with the Switch, it's more so like I treat it like another mobile device. I don't game heavy hours into like on my cell phone. And I probably average the same amount of hours on my cell phone, video game wise, as I do on a Nintendo Switch. Like the way I play it is
I have a Switch. I just have it for exclusives only. I don't really get any the third part. I mean, if they added more achievements, if they added
that's the last time I
like that. I'll probably buy more stuff like more third party on it.
Yeah.
But because right now I only have I only have a Switch. Just the only third party game that I have on it is Final Fantasy VII. But that's because that's my favorite game of all time. Yeah. So you know what I mean. So I bought that multiple times. But other than that, I only get a Nintendo for Zelda anyways. Everything else is just a bonus. Zelda's the only reason to buy a Nintendo console ever, in my opinion, because that's one of my favorite franchises ever. But yeah, I feel you. I mean, they definitely need to update their online infrastructure, get achievements, get messaging and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they're just gonna. I mean, they're not getting left behind because a lot of people are buying the Switch. Yeah, they need to get with the times, man. They definitely need it. This is one thing that I wish Nintendo would copy from Sony and Microsoft. Everybody is always talking about Sony copies Nintendo or Microsoft copies Nintendo or whatever. Well, sometimes copying somebody is a good thing. You know what I mean? So the Switch needs to copy Sony and Microsoft and get their online infrastructure, a lot better than what it is now. But as long as they have the major exclusives and they're selling a lot, I mean, they probably don't even care. They're gonna keep doing their own thing.
They make money hand over foot. Somebody asked me what was my gamer score. My current gamer score is 114,000. Even right now, and it's about to be 115,000 because I'm about to get that game that takes 50 seconds to get all the achievements. But 114,000 is my current gamer score at this very moment, I believe. Somebody asked you a question, Chris, or they said.
What was it?
It says he just added you. It was from Bless Ray. He said most of the switches.
Yeah, he's talking about emulation. He's talking about getting the Switch exclusive on PC and emulation and stuff like that. I see you, Press.
Boss moves. He said, "Smooth. Why Plexel come to PC Game Pass and not on console? You hate to see it." Yeah, I don't understand why that's the thing. I actually, they're not going to reply, but I question the Game Pass Twitter account. This is how I look at Game Pass, right? One, PC could use the games because the PC Game Pass is anemic. It's still in beta form. Sure, there's some gems in there, and they're going to have more games because obviously the Age of Empires, the Flight Simulators, and Gears Tactics are going to really bolster that, along with the games that are available on Xbox as well. But I think for third-party games, if the game already exists on both platforms, once you go into Game Pass, by default, it should be on the Game Pass for both platforms. Game Pass for PC, Game Pass for Xbox. Because I look at my Xbox Game Pass account as one account. I have Game Pass Ultimate. It works on my PC, works on my Xbox, and I obviously when I play games, the games I do play on PC, I'm taking advantage of my Game Pass account. Same with console. Now, I must admit, there are more than several games on Game Pass for Xbox that the games exist on PC, but they're not in Game Pass for PC. So a person that's a diehard PC Game Pass user can say, well, how come this game, and that game isn't on Game Pass for PC, even though they exist on PC? They're on Xbox Game Pass, but they're not on PC Game Pass. So one can make that argument, but moving forward, it should be a thing. It's one account, and they should have the same games. And we talked about this, Chris. I think you were in this conversation, unless I was in somebody's podcast, right? Xbox Game Pass. A lot of, there's not going to be an Xbox Series X Game Pass. Like a Game Pass particularly for Xbox Series X. It has to have the same games. You don't
think maybe two or 3 years later down the line when they finally start making Series X only games, it's just going to be games that you can only get on the Series X on Game Pass?
Yeah. What you think?
I
don't think they're going to separate. I think what's going to happen is, if the games remain playable on Xbox, it may not be natively. I think it's going to be via xCloud, to have access to those games via Game Pass on Xbox, or they're just going to be blocked out. They won't show up on, if you're, let's say, using the Xbox One and you're using Game Pass, the games probably either just won't show up, or it'll give you a pop-up that says, playable on PC or Xbox Series X or some Series something, whatever. It might do that. If not, I feel like the only way they allow you to play those games is if you stream them. And that's one thing I wanted to jump on, because people, swear they are. There's this question going around, right, about this whole downgrade thing. It was like, well, it's not going to hold the games back. Why is Xbox only supporting it for up to 1 to 2 years? Eventually, it's going to hold it back. But what people don't forget is that Microsoft added what? Right? Microsoft is up to 15 or 16 studios. A lot of studios that they acquired have already been working on unannounced projects that was already targeting current gen. Those games haven't came out yet. They're going to be coming out this year and next year. If you acquire a studio in 2018, they're working on a game in 2018. I mean, they're still targeting the current hardware. These were games that were already going to come out for Xbox One to begin with, and that's what people are missing behind that interview with Matt Booty. Sure, there's going to be games that take advantage of Xbox Series X because they have the power, they have that extra overhead. There's some gimmicks they're going to do to show things that can only be done on a high-end PC or Xbox Series X. But a lot of these games that's going to be being announced, honestly, at this year's E3. Remember, these studios have just been bought. It's January 2020. All these studios were acquired at E3 2018. Then they added 2 in November 2018. Then they added 1 in June of 2019. You know what I mean? So a lot of these games were already that are currently in development by these studios. The games that haven't been announced were already targeting Xbox One and PC. They're already targeting current gen. Sure, they're going to take some time to spice it up, make them games look great for Xbox Series X. The games that are obviously people are working on games like now with the dev kits from 2020, 2021 and all this other stuff. Yeah, they're going to be making games that's legit targeting Xbox, the next Xbox and PS and PlayStation 5 and all this other bullshit. But any game that's in development right now or that's been in development for the last 2 years was already targeting the current generation. So but people are really ignoring that when they say, well, why are they only supporting it for 2 years? Look, maybe because all the studios they just purchased were already working on games. But I don't know what your take is on that.
Well, going back to the whole like, I mean, I already told you this before. I believe. Well, first of all, I'm not a I'm not a game developer, so I can't say for sure, right?
Yeah.
This is all just just really a nobody just speculating on all this. But
Yeah.
when it comes to games being held back, and I told you this before, when it comes to graphics,
Mm-hmm.
the games are going to be held back. They're going to look phenomenal on the Series X, and they're going to look phenomenal on the PlayStation 5, right? Even the third-party games like the next Assassin's Creed, probably the next Battlefield and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
right? Those games, I believe all those games, at least for the first year, you know what I mean? A lot of third parties ain't going to abandon 150 plus million install base on the consoles right now. That's combining the Xbox and the PS4. Um, but the whole thing we're holding back in some ways, right? It could hold some game designs back, and this is what Digital Foundry was saying. I was saying this before that video came up on Digital Foundry.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to design decisions, as far as like to me, like as far as like advancement in AIs and NPCs,
Yep.
more dense worlds with more realistic ecosystems, better animations and stuff like that. You know, better physics and collisions and stuff like that. Some of that stuff could be held back because they also have to keep in mind. Well, we need to make this. We need to make the same game for the old hardware. And I'm gonna give you an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I gave you the Red Dead 2 example, but I'm gonna go back even further than that. And
Mm-hmm.
this was an Xbox One launch exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Look at a game like Dead Rising.
Mm-hmm.
A game like that couldn't work on the 360 because the CPU couldn't handle all of those zombies being on screen at one time. That can only be done on the on next generation hardware, next generation console. So if you have to, I mean, people can say it because somebody gave an example on Twitter with the whole, I think it was Shadow of Mordor,
Mm-hmm.
that they cut features off the last generation hardware
Yeah.
that was only available on the next generation hardware. They could do that, but here's the thing: when it comes to Microsoft, I think they're, and I'm gonna say it straight up, I think they're too soft just to cut features from a game from the old hardware. I think they're just gonna make it even for everybody, for all Xbox owners or anybody who uses their services. They're gonna make everything completely even, and the only difference is gonna be the graphics, and not necessarily
I
the
won't. I
advancements
won't
in
say
the.
that because Gears 5, their latest release. I was playing on the Xbox One X version. Addict was playing on a One S version, and his version was clearly missing features. Like they were missing obstacles. I was taking cover behind icebergs that he couldn't see in his version in the game during the campaign. Like my version of the game was loading in so much faster than that he would die while his game would be loading in, and he would just keep loading into a loading screen because he would be respawning when we were doing co-op. So that was the example. Now I'm not sure if that's like the best thing to do, but it was an example of them going all out for the Xbox One X and PC versions, and the Xbox One S version had to take a hit because there was like obstacles and particles and things in the game that were available in the One X version that just wasn't there for him. He couldn't see it, and to him it looked like I was like taking cover behind invisible walls and shit like that. So
Yeah, but that's gonna be
yeah.
I mean, but that's gonna be a problem for people who have an Xbox One, and Microsoft is telling them, hey, you don't need to upgrade, so they're buying the same game for sixty
I don't think they're
dollars,
gonna be
right?
telling them to upgrade. They're just gonna say that. But the thing is, I don't believe the whole until they say, if they say, you know what, we're supporting Xbox One for the entirety of the Xbox Series X life cycle. That's different. The fact that
I mean,
they give
but if they're putting all Xbox Series X games for at least the first year, right, on the old console, that's basically them telling them, hey, you don't need to upgrade right away.
well,
You
yeah,
just
you
gotta
don't need to upgrade right because most of the time, honestly, half of us didn't need to buy an Xbox One and PS4 day one. We didn't need to. I mean, a lot of the games that there was this gap in time where a lot of the games we were getting were like just like 360 and PS3 games ported over. I remember like Sleeping Dogs and the Saints Rows, all that shit. All these games would just come in that weren't new games. They were just remasters, like definitive editions of every game was just coming out. So one can say that it's the excitement that's there. So yeah, sure. You look at games like Halo Infinite and stuff, which was originally announced for Xbox One and PC in 2018. That was it. It just so happens now they have a console to come with. Why not, hype up its release to coincide with your new gen console? And obviously going to do whatever they can to make that game shine there. But you got to think outside of that, there's a lot of games that they have we're already going to release on Xbox One. Now, games like the next Hellblade, it depends on when that releases. I think that's probably going to be something where you either need a PC or a 2020 Xbox. You know what I mean? A 2020 like a 2020 Xbox to play. The Initiative game, maybe Fables game. I feel like if anything, that's probably going to be releasing like 2022 and later are probably. Sorry, they're probably not going to be able to release those games natively on the Xbox One. And if they do, or if you are able to play, if they're going to if they're going to support the Xbox One, I truly believe in a couple years is going to be via xCloud. I mean, I feel like I don't see how that won't be a role to access some games that's just not strong enough to handle the new games that they're going to be wanting to put out. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen on launch games. Usually early gen games, you'll get some things that show that what the consoles is capable of doing, some new features that they'll try to say that wasn't available on last gen. I understand with Dead Rising 3, all the zombies on the screen and all that stuff. Rise has some crazy ass graphics. Same thing with Killzone, but I don't like. I guess I'm not buying into that Microsoft Game Studios are gonna make these games. You have these first party games ready, but they're not gonna use their own box. And I feel like they already showed examples with mid-gen upgrades of how to fully take advantage of what the box can do. Granted, the Xbox One X didn't have a new CPU; it still had a Jaguar CPU in it, and it was severely handicapped because it had you could do visually, you could do whatever you wanted to it. Just performance wise, it was
the CPU sucks for these consoles.
But we'll see. I don't know what design choices half of these developers are thinking about.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know
because the only thing I'm thinking about personally is that, bro, we don't get a lot of games that run at 60 frames per second. If I see if at launch, right, every game I have running on the Series X is running at 60 frames per second or better, it's going to feel a world of difference to me. It's because it's just not common in today's console gaming.
Yes, when it comes to performance and graphics, there's going to be a difference. But that's not the only thing that.
It's not the only thing, but that's going to be like
next generation.
That's the only thing I can think of immediately that I'm looking forward to see. I don't know what the developer
and that goes for Sony too. It's like I don't like that. That also goes for Sony. Like I don't want current or last generation gameplay with just better graphics. I want next generation graphics and next generation games with next generation worlds. Like I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I don't want them to keep making, and I have a feeling that they are, because at this point, what more can you do with
video games? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What more can you do with gameplay? But you know what I mean? But still, I would like to see is like, yo,
is there a video game where you can go can you go into every single house on the block in Grand Theft Auto yet?
No, and that's something that I would like. The next Grand Theft Auto is like, yo, I can't break into every single house.
Yeah,
it's gonna, you know what I mean? At least most of them, like, it's gonna feel like, okay, so it's like, it's really not this. It's really not I mean, it's the next generation, because Red Dead 2 is a perfect example as these current gen consoles being pushed to the limits. Because when you look at that game, right, whether you don't like the gameplay or not, when you look at the game as far as the size of the world and how graphically, it looks beautiful on both the Pro and the X. It looks better on the X, but also looks good on the Pro. But not only that, when you have over 200 unique animals, all with their own different animations, their own different sounds, their own different ecosystems and stuff like that, like that stuff that you can't get that on the PS3 is 360. That'll be impossible. And if they do it, it'll have to be severely
Yeah.
severely cut down and scale back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's like my only thing is stuff like that. They're gonna take stuff like that into consideration when they're making
Yeah.
these games for the first year or two, and
I
they're
just feel
making
like
these.
they'll be able to execute because they were able to extract that over the on the Xbox One and PS4. Because remember, it had to those games had to work on a PS4 base and Xbox One base. It's going to be that to a grander scale on the Series X. It's just that you're going to be able to do that with at better performance. Like you're going to be able to do some of this stuff with no compromises. And I think over time, development tools and these engines that they're able to do of how efficient they can be. I feel like we as consumers or we as from the outside looking in are underestimating what some of these guys are going to be able to do with this hardware and what else they can get, what else they can suck out of, the Xbox One and PS4 and how those would be much better on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I almost missed the super chat from the Ravenflow. He says, I'm playing Halo Infinite with Smooth and Teleport. I think he's making fun of the what could potentially happen when one of the versions is compromised.
I mean, this is probably a smart thing for Microsoft because at the end of the day,
it's smart,
they're gonna have a bigger audience just to limit their audience because the Series X, especially if it's expensive. I mean, but they do got the law card, but it might not sell like a whole lot like within the first year. Like we don't know. That's a gamble that they have to take. You know what I mean? Versus Sony is a little bit more confident in just releasing PS5 exclusive because they're a bigger brand. And they know worldwide more people are gonna buy the PS. Let's be real, more people are gonna buy the PlayStation 5 worldwide than there are the Series X. So when it comes to Microsoft, I can see why they were like, "Oh, we don't want to just limit these games on just this new generation hardware because we don't know how it's gonna sell yet, especially if it's an expensive box. So let's just make games where we just have a big install base." And we can still make all that money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see third parties doing that a lot. Like, I got one more question for you, and then we gotta get out of here. What do you think the market cap is? Like, what do you think today's market is willing to spend on a console in 2020? Like, I guess this is another way of asking you, what is a realistic price point you see these consoles being at, and why?
I'll say no more than 500, but even that is kind of even that's kind of pushing it. But at the same time, it's like everybody who's gonna get a Series X and the PS5, it's mostly gonna be the hardcore. Like a lot of the casuals are they usually wait to a price drop. You know what I mean? But I think 500, I think 600 is action a little too much. You're still gonna get like your very very diehard like Rand and stuff like that. Y'all gonna buy Series X no matter what price it is. But like I said, it's really, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. And that's what I've been saying is we're gonna have to wait and see. So I'm not worrying about stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is all just speculation.
Yeah.
I'm answering this guy in the chat. This is all just speculation. You know what I mean? I've been saying we still gotta wait and see. We don't know exactly how everything's gonna play out.
Yeah.
So, but I honestly think that I think that bet you made with Bond is stupid. I think the PlayStation 5 is gonna outsell the Series X this holiday season, in my opinion.
This holiday season, well, we're referring to like MPDs only, like so North America,
right? I mean, yeah, and MPDs.
The reason why I did that because of the idea of the potential of, let's say, a cheaper console. I think the market will accept a $500 console and a $600 console. I think PlayStation 5 is going to be $500. I know, I believe if that's the case, the Series X will be $600.
But that's the reason why. But that's the reason why they also have the Scarlet as well. The reason why they got the Scarlet is for they can launch the Scarlet probably at $400, right? The PS5 is $500.
Yeah.
The Scarlet will probably be at $400. Some people say $200, which that would be great too.
Yeah.
But then they because Microsoft, they need to have that power narrative so it doesn't the stuff doesn't happen to them at the beginning of the generation when they were getting their ass whooped by the power narrative. But not only that, also because the PS4 was cheaper and it was more powerful. So that had a lot to play with it too. But the power narrative, I don't really think a lot of y'all really care about power. Smooth, honestly, I don't really think you care about the power like that because if the PS5 was more powerful than the Xbox Series X, I believe you'll still be primarily gaming on the Xbox no matter what.
No, true. That's true. Like that, just because I say that doesn't mean I like goes against my thing that power doesn't matter. That's what people say. When I say power doesn't, because I say power doesn't matter, it doesn't mean I'm going to choose personally. My console is going to be determined based on power.
You just want to talk your shit.
I just want to talk about, like when PS4 was out, you know what I mean? The Xbox One, I was like, it is what it was at that point. It is what it is. But yeah, so my thing is that I feel like the way that gaming works now, I feel like what Xbox, I think they have a little bit more flexibility in pricing their consoles because a lot of their customers don't have to worry about buying accessories and games with the platform. Like, a lot of people have a lot of Xbox One controllers. It's going to work with the Series X. A lot of people have Game Pass and digital Xbox games. Is going to work with the Series X. So I feel like because they have a cheaper access to games, a Series X can exist at least at launch at $600, while a Series S can exist at $400 or $350, or maybe the Series X can launch at $550. Who knows? But I feel like they set themselves up in a situation where there's a lot of stuff we had to do years prior we don't have to do this time around. And I also think the market of gamers, we're in a situation where we're paying, more than enough for like phones and tablets and graphic cards and just random electronics. We're paying for all this stuff that are at like a higher price point, and I think it wouldn't be crazy to be like to see an Xbox at $599 or a PlayStation 5 at $499 and go ahead and buy it anyway. Like I don't.
Yeah, but see, I don't really like that comparison. And I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't like the comparison when people always bring up phones and consoles. People be like, "Well, people buy $1,000 phones every year." No, they don't. Most people aren't putting out $1,000 for a phone every year. They're getting payment plans, right? Yeah. They're on a plan and they're paying month to month. So everybody, like most people who have iPhones or who have like the highest Samsung or whatever, they're not coming out of pocket with $1,000.
Yeah,
they're
true.
going to the provider,
absolutely,
and have it as a payment plan. That's why a lot of people have those types of phones. So
that's fair.
Also, it's not the same way, the same thing.
That's actually fair. It's a fair point, and I know I shouldn't be bringing that up, but then you look at it, it's like, well, what is Xbox really preparing people for? Because they do have all access that that's not no longer limited to the Microsoft Store. It's with Amazon, it's with the Microsoft Store, and I believe it's also with Walmart. I'm not sure if it's with Best Buy, but all access is in multiple retailers offer it for the Xbox consoles. And obviously, if the Xbox Series X launch at $500 or $600, it will be pretty easy to say to them, okay, $40 a month, you get the Series X and Game Pass and stuff like that. It'll sound nice. Now, me personally, I can't imagine really paying monthly for a gaming console, but hey, they did their market research. Somebody's willing to do it for it to get like a bigger launch. They tested it limited back in 2018, and it's fully available now. So I mean, that's one way to look at it personally.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if they do it that way, I mean, that could work. But I mean, we're just all gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And see how it plans out. It honestly is gonna come down to the launch games, and if people are willing to dish out the money to play the launch games, especially if Sony If Sony comes out and they have just a few, I don't really think they're gonna have like a. Because honestly, I don't think they're gonna have a huge, major exclusive for one of their first party like Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or
Yeah,
God of War 2.
yeah,
But I do believe they're gonna have stuff like the Demon Souls remake.
yeah. Next
Um,
Gran
Gran,
Turismo.
yeah,
Yeah.
the next Gran Turismo, and a couple of third party exclusives. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? One of them being golf. Matter of
Golf.
fact, there was a rumor that there was supposed to be another third party exclusive coming for the PS5 launch. I forgot who it was, but that just came out I think today or yesterday or whatever. So they're
Yeah.
gonna have a few third party exclusives and a couple of like the Demon Souls remake and Gran Turismo. But then I think within the first year we're probably gonna get a sequel for Horizon Zero Dawn 2. That's really gonna push things out. But if Sony comes out, man, and they're fully backwards compatible, and then they have day one exclusives or whatever, honestly, I don't see them slowing down. I don't see them losing this holiday to the Xbox.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, these guys deliver this coming February 5th, please. I just want them to announce this. Just do whatever they can, just so I can, because I need some fresh information that can go along with, and then the content on YouTube can change until Xbox comes out and start revealing more shit. So good times, good times. Thanks, Chris, for joining in to the podcast. Nah, thanks for joining in. I would have been talking shit for like an hour or so, but this is, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing, but these random ass podcasts, let's call it a rap, random ass podcasts. I might do it today, might do it tomorrow. Don't know when I'm gonna do it, but it'll get done. But yeah, these open calls, I'd be throwing the Discord in the chat for anybody who wants to talk. Got anything to say? Shout out to Saltiest Gamer. What I'm about to do is I'm gonna get out of here. I'm going to stream this one game. It probably won't even show gameplay because I want to see how.
You know what? And I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you letting you providing an open chat for people, for anybody to join in, because
Yep.
a lot of people, man, they'll comment, they'll talk they'll talk a lot of shit in the comment, but they won't get on. They're too scared to get on and stuff like that. So you know what I mean. I appreciate you at least having the being able to want to talk with people and want to talk with like the other side, like PlayStation fans and stuff like that, and fanboys. I want Omega on here because I want to see y'all two argue.
Omega,
both of y'all are fanboys like crazy. I want to see Omega go. I think that would be good times. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at Chris Righteous. Other than that, man, I hope you have a good night.
All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. All those who are on Mixer, Boss Moves, Elay, the usual suspects, Blitz, Exit 53. All you guys are on YouTube. Saltiest, I just saw you. The Raven Flow, thanks for being a big participant. Serve, I'm saying your name wrong. Sticks the Truth. Master Jazz, and Bob Beast, John Mark Lewis, Bless Red. Yeah, I know I don't agree with a lot of you guys in the chat. Gaming Addict was here, but no, thanks for tuning in. It's been great. See you guys in a little bit. I'm about to go cheat my way to 1,000 gamer score. I'm gonna do it here live. I'll be back.